Hi, my name is Josh Collins, and this is my video audition for Vancouver Film School, starting with my contemporary monologue. This is a piece from Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, when Sam is talking to Frodo. I know. It's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here. But we are. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were. And sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could it be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it was only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun rises, it'll shine the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something. Even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. The folk in those stories, they had lots of chances of turning back. But they didn't. They kept going. Because they had something to hold on to. And so do we, Mr. Frodo. That there's still good left in the world. And it's worth fighting for. The second piece is from a movie called Liar Liar, starring Jim Carrey. For this, there's no bother sneaking in, just go stand behind the camera. My sister, who's going to read off screen with me. She's off screen, I'm on. Alright, ready? Now the switch. Mrs. Cole, is this a copy of your driver's license?
Yes.
It says here that you're a blonde, are you? If you don't remember, perhaps Mr. Falk will.
Brunette.
We can check for tape. Maybe it's on there.
I'm a brunette.
Thank you. Now let's see. Weight, 105. Yeah, in your bra.
118.
Try again.
Alright, fine. I'm 127.
Uh-huh. It says here that you were born in 1964. But that's not true either, is it? Is it?
No.
Can you tell me what it says here on your birth certificate under a date of birth?
1965.
Let me get this straight. So that would mean that you lied about your age to make yourself older. But why would any woman want to do that?
So why do you get married?
And the truth shall set you free. My client was 17 when she got married, a minor, and in the great state of California, no minor can enter into a legal agreement without parental consent, including
Prenuptial agreement?
Prenuptial agreement, meaning that contract is void. The fact that she's been ridden more than the Seattle Slew is irrelevant. My client is entitled to all marital assets, half of the marital assets, which is $11.395 million. Jordan fades back, swoosh, and that's the game! No further questions, Your Honor. The first scene I chose from Lord of the Rings is because Lord of the Rings is one of my all-time favorite movies. And this scene, it really hit home for me, talking about how sometimes you just got to focus on the positive of things and coming out on top. And that's been a life lesson for me from the get-go. The second scene I chose from Liar Liar with Jim Carrey because, Jim's one of my all-time favorite actors. And I figured this scene would really contrast against the dramatic scene from Lord of the Rings to, show the range of my abilities. My biggest inspiration's acting would be my mother. My mom's always had my back. From the start, whenever I wanted to do, she's pushed me towards it and, never argued with me if I wanted to, go into sword swallowing. She'd be like, okay, go for it. Another big inspiration, again, would be Jim Carrey because, he's a Canadian actor and one of the funniest actors I've ever seen. But I've also seen him, in The Truman Show, going from The Truman Show to Liar Liar. It just shows how versatile he is, and, I aspire to be like that one day. Ryan Reynolds, another actor that's really inspired me. Besides actors and people for inspiration, my biggest inspiration to want to be an actor would be being able to express myself, being able to go up onto a stage and, give a role my all, put all my heart into it, and not have someone tell me to, tone it down, bring it down a notch kind of thing, because acting is, full throttle all the way the whole time. I've wanted to act for about 13, 14 years. For the longest time, well, not the longest time because it was like 4 years, I wanted to be an astronaut. And then I saw the movie Armageddon, and no, I was done with that. I didn't want to be an astronaut anymore, because I didn't want to die. But then I realized that I could play a guy who dies, and then, acting, I was stuck with acting. From that moment on, the first actor that I knew by name was Dick Van Dyke in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, one of my favorite movies. From there, it was Hugh Jackman in X-Men. And from there, I just, went on familiarizing myself with as many actors as I could, planning that one day I was going to be up there with the greats kind of thing. What are my strengths in acting? Well, a few of my strengths in acting. I'm versatile. I like to think I'm versatile, from a dramatic scene to a comedic scene kind of thing. I like to think that I can tackle any role thrown at me. Improv is one of my, strongest points. I pride myself in my improvisation skills. If I forget a line on stage, I can babble and spiel off whatever is related to the topic until, somewhere in the back of my mind I clue in and figure out what my line is. My biggest weakness in acting would probably be minor stage fright. I do have minor stage fright, but that disappears once I hit my first line. I've been on stage, like, I'm going to mess this up, I'm going to screw it up. My first line comes on, it's just boom, gone kind of thing. If I can't be an actor, I think I probably want to be a comedian, because, it would be the same thing for me. Not acting comedy, but being up on stage and, bringing joy to people, making them laugh. And that's one thing. In acting, I'd like to bring, inspiration to people, but I want to make them laugh as well. So if acting's not in the cards, I'd love to be a comedian, because I'm still up on stage. That concludes my video audition. Hope you like it.